What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Kvoth. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Ragnarok. The map, yet again, competitive area random. I feel like I don't need to say that, right? You guys just know. The maps don't exist anymore. There is no map names. This map is a spawn with the center being completely open. Now, we don't really know that until we see the map, but I saw it then and now I know. Very exciting here. I love this matchup. Loki versus Hades. It's a really, really fun one because it's a big... there's like the power balance in this matchup shifting between one player having the kind of power spike and then the other player having the power spike and then the other player having the power spike is really, really fun to play through, in my opinion. I really enjoy this one. Now, there is like a fairly boring way to play this matchup from the Hades perspective, which is you can go for a second town center here and try and make that work. Personally, I think that whenever a Greek player decides to go for a second town center against Norse, and that's any Norse, you are just putting the game into the Norse player's hands. If a Norse player plays the game at a high level and the Greek player goes to town centers, I do feel like you should lose. The Norse player should beat you. Maybe not should beat you, but the Norse player has got winning chances. Whereas if you go for a one town center idea with smart heroic age timings, with aggressive classical age fighting, or something like smart decision making and great raids and great defense, you put the game into your hands to try and find a victory, which is much more fun from my own perspective, but also I think it's the better way to play. And if you are finding yourself playing this matchup, going to town centers and not being able to win, I think you've got to kind of look towards that for an answer to your problems. As the villagers starting to move forward. That being said, though, when I say being aggressive with Hades, I don't mean advanced 515 and then classical fight. I mean, you got to be going very fast to the classical age. I mean, 416 at the very latest in order to put pressure onto your opponent. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to do anything. And you're just going to be a classical fighting Greek player, just kind of sitting in your base, not being able to do all too much. So we do see a temple coming up for Ragnarok on the front here. Love that play. Kvoth here, on the other hand, look at this. This is very, very cheeky. He's leaving the ball in his main base. He's moving up to this position. He's already putting the temple around the town center. I like this. One, it keeps the temple safe, but more importantly, you're setting up to defend against an earthquake, which I do think is a big part of the Hades game plan, though you do need to put a lot of buildings here to defend this. So we're starting to see some walls coming up here for Kvoth around this tower. Very smart to make that happen. Forseti has already clicked up. Ragnarok's, on the other hand here, still not advanced. This is what I'm talking about. This is probably too late for a classical fight, and we might actually see some sort of a fast second town center here as the Ajax is through, Athena is in. The Katoskopos checking out on this position, but the villagers will be finishing up this ball. They don't necessarily need to grab this ball. You can just finish off this hunt and pull back if you notice the Ajax moving forward, but I think that Forseti will come in time and all will be well. Ragnarok's just using this Ajax as a defensive feature here. Robuz says, I hate going classical fight as Greek. You always seem to win, and then Norse clicks Frost and my army, and it's GG. Yes, there is some very, very specific decision making in regards to cutting army and going heroic age yourself. Great scouting is a must, and this is a very high level strategy I'm talking about, very metagamey. But yeah, you have to be on top of things. As the spy comes down, Angrim Wolf Taster coming in as the Ajax is over here ready to join in. Let's get a little bit of damage done as a military academy. Going to be coming up on this position as well. And as you can see, life here for Ragnarok is already going to be a little bit challenging. Great micro there from Ragnarok, actually. He pulls back that Minotaur beautifully as the Ajax almost getting taken down. Chiron now popping out One military academy up for Ragnarok's here as the villager does get sniped down. Great usage of the troll where that's concerned as the Minotaur almost going down. 20 HP remaining as the Chiron comes through, getting some good damage done over there, but he does need to take out that troll. That's 2 villagers down now as the troll will get taken out. Kvoth is all over Ragnarok's in this game as the Ajax pulling back. One hoplite now out, trying to snipe this Herso. Will be able to pick it off with the Chiron as the Ajax pulls back. 5 HP remaining, does not manage to pick that one off. I'm surprised he didn't chase that one down as another military academy about to pop up here for Ragnarok's, and Kvoth is going to have to figure out the next way forward. He's getting himself the Hall of Thanes. There is hunt up to the top side of the map here. The villagers are in the main base here for Kvoth as well. He's finished off his hunt up here, and he does have these gazelle on the bottom part of the map that he can grab as well here as a whole bunch of units starting to pop out. We'll see how things are going to go here for Ragnarok's. Now he's finally got some units out. Now, lots of wood in the bank, lots of gold in the bank. It says all because things kind of went a little bit wrong. So whenever things go wrong in the early game and you start banking resources, one very important thing to do is you can just take these villages off of wood completely, leave 0 villages on wood, and just call it a day. What a brutal raid there with the longhouse from Kvoth coming in, and he gets an INR spawn here. It's not going to be all too much of an assistance here because the Chiron should be able to finish that one off as the Hersa pulling back here. Imagine take this one out, but look at this. The Hersa of Kvoth pull through, sniper Toxote, get out. But the Iron Hero is down. The villagers are pulled off of this location. Retreating back into the main base. Villager differential here. Kvoth is up 3 villagers. Three villager advantage for might not seem like that big of a deal. A 3 villager advantage might not seem like that big of a deal. But as a Norse player, where you've got to spend an extra 2 seconds building the dwarves, and you're basically just building dwarves out of your town center, it's actually a really, really big deal. This is a huge, huge advantage for Kvoth in this game. As Ragnarok's here pushes Kvoth back. Kvoth going to be searching around for something to do here as the longhouse gets sniped down. Kvoth at this point, there's one thing he does need to be careful of. And there's always this one thing you have to be careful of when playing Norse. And that's ensure you have 500 gold and the food, which at the moment Kvoth does have, to get to the heroic age. If you don't do that, life's going to be tough. As the army pushing across here for Ragnarok, he's looking for something to attack in the main base. There's no watchtowers up just yet for Kvoth, so these villagers here are going to be a little bit in trouble. There is, I should say there is sentinels. There are sentinels up here for Ragnarok, which means the Hersa are going to come through. I'm pretty sure this sentinel has 5 track rating, so the Hersa can get a little bit of damage done, or start the damage before it starts receiving any damage from those sentinels. But I like this play here from Kvoth. Taking down these military buildings is a pain, as Kvoth now getting himself watchtowers. He's currently gold cut, but I mean, at this point, he's got the 500 gold he needs, and eating these chicken is going to be more than enough. Unfortunately for Ragnarok, as he's pushing forward, he picks off a villager here nicely, but the watchtower's just about to come through, and this is going to be making Ragnarok want to retreat away. He doesn't want to stay here underneath the towers and underneath the towns, and it takes a little bit too much damage for him to want to stay there, though. I think if he ran straight at these villagers here, it would have been a decent enough trade where that's concerned, as the army of Ragnarok's coming through, trying to take these units out. We do see a longhouse onto the back. Yet again, brutal here from Kvoth, and the Hersa are building this one up faster than the army can take it out, as all of the units getting cleaned up here. That is so brutal from Kvoth. 11 Hersa are going to clean up everything, though it does look like 1 Hersa will fall there, as the army of Ragnarok just cannot quite tell what to do. Bragi on the way, and now the problem that was once Ragnarok's problem is now going to be... Sorry, there was once Kvoth's problem is now going to be Ragnarok's problem, because Kvoth is going to be able to click flaming weapons, and he's going to be able to get a gold staff here. Very, very simply. We'll see what Ragnarok's is going to have in store for this one, but he's pulling back. He's throwing farms down. He's still in a very, very tough position, as this army is still waiting on this position for some sort of damage as the dwarves over here, 500 gold remaining. He's pushing over here. Kvoth on top of it, pulling his dwarves away, ensuring that he can keep those all alive. This low HP dwarf might get sniped. Just managed to pick that one off. Every little bit does matter here as double trolls in on this position. Really, really making things difficult here for Ragnarok. Not only that, the temple out of position means the Chiron can't get rebuilt because he needs to send villagers forward to get 2 favor in. As there's the Bragi through for Kvoth. We'll see what Ragnarok is going to be thinking here. As I mean, Kvoth he could just sit on the gold mine. He could just clean everything up over here. But there's a safer play. Just get the town center up, get the hill fort up, start making Huskar, and then push. Very, very good option there for Kvoth to ensure his advantage here. But Ragnarok comes through, does manage to snipe a Hersa. They're great usage of the snare feature to pick that one off, with the army getting caught out at this point. Flaming weapons getting dropped down. There is a restoration, but the Valkyrie comes through. Will Kvoth be able to win this fight with the limited amount of Hersa that are in here? As, I mean, the Chiron is actually out. He must not have lost that one earlier. As the Hersa all getting cleaned up, and from the ashes comes Hades. That was such a bad usage of flaming weapons there from Kvoth. He had no throwing axemen to deal with the hoplites. His Hersa were not attacking the Toxotes there. And those hoplites just tanked damage so well. Great fight from Ragnarok. He gets to fight another day. And funnily enough, the what do you call it? The power spike advantage becomes Ragnarok's is here. The Ragnarok's is still fighting these Hersa underneath the flaming weapons, which is a little bit of a bold strategy. Cotton, we'll see if it pays off for him, as he does push him back once the flaming weapons is over. Ragnarok's now just move up to the gold mine here. He's got to know there's a gold mine over there. I mean, the gold mine can be anywhere in the center. There does not appear to be a gold mine at the bottom of the map there. So he's just got to move up to the top one, and now he does notice this. But Kvoth, he's getting himself Hersa out. He's getting himself a longhouse out. One option here for Kvoth, which might sound crazy, is if he gets pushed off of this gold mine, just run. Run, jump onto the wood, put a market down, sell wood, get to full population, and then take the fight. Alternatively, you could fight with the dwarves. But things getting very, very difficult here is now great distraction here from Kvoth. The dwarves get away. He does lose 2. Maybe going to lose a couple more here as the army chases them away into the home base. And Kvoth is going to be trying to find something to kill, but there's still a gold mine going in the main base. He's going to be moving out to that second gold mine fairly shortly as the villagers get pushed off of that wood line there as well. But Kvoth is now 110 population. He should be thinking about taking fights here. Generally, the agreed upon fact is that Norse wins these fights at full population unless there's counter units involved. As the dwarves moving up onto this position, Ragnarok did have his Toxotes on this spot, and he will be noticing this immediately here. As Chiron is out yet again, going to try and deal with these units, but picking off those military buildings, very, very smart. Really slows Ragnarok down, as now Ragnarok's finally sending his army over to this position, but Kvoth can keep doing these kind of run around the map tricks. The villagers over here searching for a gold mine, but there is nothing down there. Toxotes coming through. He needs those hoplites here. But how does he deal with this many myth units? The myth units just keep on coming here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how things are going to go. As a villager getting picked off. Do you see the Hersa going down over here as well? Kvoth is still in a great position, but Ragnarok is... He doesn't have to go for the jugular here. He just needs to defend his own gold mine, and he should be okay. The army coming through to attempt to take out these battle ball. You cannot be throwing your Chiron away here. He picks off a troll immediately, basically. And that Chiron here, so much damage, and does end up getting sniped down as Ragnarok will need to recreate that one immediately, also hurting his villager production to boot. But can he win this fight after losing the Ajax as well? The battle ball going to be able to take out those Toxotes, and now Ragnarok decides time to retreat. But is it too little, too late, as the army is now going to start hitting those villagers over here? The villagers trying to steal this board do manage to get a significant amount of that food there. I'm not sure if it was already dead or not, though. 62 food remaining here as Ragnarok's pulling back into the main base. So Frost Giant does spawn. Now Kvoth has his eyes set on this position, but Ragnarok's with the cute little ghost building there. And Kvoth decides, let's not attack that, as the unit's pushing over here trying to snipe. The most annoying thing in the world, 6 HP remaining on that ox cart. I think you would kill it. 2 shots? Maybe. I don't know. The army pushing through though. Kvoth kind of has farms set up. They're in the weirdest position there, but another ox cart already on the way here. So many battle ball. How does Greek deal with this? Well, Greek deals with this by getting their 3rd age hero out. Achilles is vitally important. Just look at that. You don't see this many myth units very often. He's got 10 myth units out here, ladies and gentlemen, on one town center. One town center. I do feel like he has to continue to fight here. Just utilize them. Keep Ragnaroks on the back foot. Really cause some problems. The battle balls going to be potentially sent at the hometown center here. They are absolute beasts. 20 crush, 20 hack. I'm not sure the Ragnaroks can even defend here if Kvoth pushes them in. But the villagers get pushed off this gold mine. They're going to be moving to a separate gold mine up onto this position here as the house gets taken down. The battle ball is still just tanking here. I mean, so many Hades shades doing a great job here, but the battle ball is going to be pulling back, and we'll see how things are going to go. Still lots of pressure coming from Ragnarok. So he's just continuing to try and be he's just continuing to try and put the pressure on. He's trying to ensure that at no point he is taking damage without dealing some back, and that's a great way to make this happen. Is this wait? Oh, he's got 9 battle ball now because 8 wasn't enough. Why not? Why not? Another option would be just trolls instead of battle balls. If you had 10 trolls here, that'd be pretty scary as well. Obviously the Chiron you have to deal with, but you can deal with it fairly easily with some Herser out. There's the Ragnarok's army pulling back. Town center coming up, and now Apollo on the way. As this game gets to move on to the next part, you got to kind of ignore the score if you're playing as the Hades play here. You kind of have to ignore the score. Why? Because it's all in myth units, and for some reason the myth units are just much more valuable than anything else. The town center now under attack. The Ajax is in some very low HP battle balls here. You got to snipe those down first. But look at the town center. Even a Hades town center just goes down so quick here. The villagers coming in trying to repair this one back up, but it does look like Apollo is going to get denied here. But the battle ball here, he's now down to 5. The villagers being pushed off the gold mine. Kvoth moving up onto this gold mine over here as well to boot. Is this going to be a problem here for Ragnarok not getting that Mythic Age out? Does matter, but a lot of battle ball were picked off. And I'm sure Ragnarok, as soon as he just needs to cancel some Toxotes and get a little bit more wood back in, he's grabbing this town center over here as well. So he's going to be able to click up yet again as Apollo starts. And grab this town center to boot here as well. As the army over on this position kind of dealing with this army nicely. But the Valkyrie over here, going to be a pain to deal with, as the Herser from Kvoth trying to microwave. Probably shouldn't be fighting the actual army with his Herser. He should be trying to kill off the enemy heroes with his Herser and just allow those battle ball to do the damage. But the raid's still coming through here from Kvoth, from Ragnarok, as Kvoth is just, he's getting sent across the map. And this is this is a map I absolutely love. So open, so chaotic, so much damage coming through onto both players here, just continuously, as the town center getting targeted back down yet again. Very low HP battle ball on this position as that Chiron chasing down a couple more low HP battle balls on the front. As the battle balls are going to be trying to move over here, potentially stop the Mythic Age from coming in yet again, but I don't think that's going to happen. The next thing here for Ragnaroks he needs to get a fortress set up on a gold mine with a lot of gold. Maybe this one here, to play around a potential Nidhogg that might be coming for him. He doesn't have to set it up now, but he needs to focus on that before maybe a third town center. He's got his second one up already. Maybe a little bit overzealous, but he does want to stay equal to some degree here. As now Ragnarok is caught up here in this game. Really, really running Kvoth around here. This is such a great usage of the Hades army in this game. Not just allowing him to fall victim to his opponent dictating where the fights are going, just forcing the fights all over the place. As the battle ball returning back in onto this position, Ragnarok's not paying attention yet again. His Chiron needs to be over here. There could be an Achilles coming out of one of these town centers. I don't see it just yet. It doesn't quite have the resources for it, but it's a vitally important hero to get out in this game. As the Chiron comes through, we'll be able to snipe down the battle ball over here. Another battle ball on this position might go down as well. As the hoplites coming through, going to try and snipe down the villagers. And we do see an underworld passage coming in. The units getting dropped in over here. The Chiron, it looks like there's no heroes over here though. So the underworld passage is going to go down very, very fast as, I mean, will we see Ragnarok just ignore this? Yes, he does. He's going to go straight into that underworld passage. And is this underworld enough to really deal the damage that he wants in this game? As, I mean, picking it off is one thing, but he also has to fight the army, which is very, very difficult to attack, just getting surrounded by that underworld passage. But with the battle ball coming in, flinging those Toxotes around would be a great idea. But the underworld passage does end up getting taken down. Ragnarok is at 130 population. More battle ball are coming in onto this position, but he needs to take out that Chiron. It's going to do so much damage to those battle balls that can just absolutely mincemeat the Toxotes. We also see some Hypaspis coming in, which means that Kvoth needs to move away from Herser in this game. As he picks off an Ox card, he picks off everything else, and Ragnarok's here in such a good position, but he does have to pull back for the time being. Does not have any heroes out. Needs to sort that out. Getting himself the heavy archers. Getting himself the Ajax. Getting himself out the Chiron. I still need to see our fortress at some point here for Ragnarok. It does a couple of things. One, it secures the gold mine. But more importantly, to some degree, it gives you a building that's not named Town Center, which can train heroes, which ends up being a big, big deal. As Kvoth now down to 77 population. He is in a very difficult position here. Heavier archers is in as well. And we are still seeing some myth unit spawns. That's going to be a big help. As the Ajax is making his way over. Do we see any other heroes getting trained out? Yes, we do. Chiron is on the way here. Ladies and gentlemen, as the battle balls getting cleaned up as well. Irrigation on the way here for Ragnarok's to boot. The Ox cart gets taken down. The Toxotes coming forward. We do see the battle balls getting cleaned up and everything else over here. In a bit of a difficult position. Chiron coming back in. I don't know what else Kvoth can do here. He's not really able to raid. The gold mine is just about to be expired, but there's gold mines all over the place. So he can't even just go and raid those. Still sending Herser in here. Battle Ball Herser only works to a certain point. Once those Hypaspis come in, it's too little too late. And no hill fort down on this position has been a big, big blunder here from Kvoth from the get-go. He's been pushed around, beaten up, and Ragnarok manages to fight his way back into this game after Kvoth had such a commanding advantage here. This is one of those things that's super hard to do with Loki because you're just like, I got to fight, I want to fight, I want to fight. But there has to be some effort set up into the fundamentals, which is identify weaknesses and act. A wall here, a wall over here would have prevented the units from coming in, would have prevented that underworld passage. A hill fort on this gold mine would have been huge. And life would have been very, very different here for Kvoth. Not only that, having access to Hypaspis, having access to Jarls to deal with the Hypaspis and the Toxotes of Ragnarok here would have been a great addition as well. But a very, very nice defensive effort here from Ragnarok. Very, very Art of War-esque army usage here. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider to follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.